have a hurt foot or something.
He has what?
Hurt foot, because he's been limping.
Do you come down and play with the ducks? This is where we first found it. It's old oil. It's not new oil, and
Gene, I would say that this department is self-supporting, and I believe the court, if it becomes absolutely necessary, and that they would permit this to be done. You know, each one of these people have to pay $10 a month as long as they're out on probation. I should think that the commissioner feel as I do that we should take a little closer look at who we are probating. We're going to be very careful. We want this thing to be self-supporting, and these people, if they are released on probation, each one of them should come in with that $10 a month to help defray the expenses. And I rather think that it'll will support itself. I hope so anyway.
No, I think just a little loss of concentration, and people have been working on us where we didn't expect it, and we haven't had enough time in practice to work on our defenses a great deal. So it's just been one man missing an assignment here and one missing it somewhere else, and it's really hurt us over the past couple of weeks.
how do you feel about your season to date?
Well, I haven't had a good season by any means. I've had knee problems and shoulder problems, but I think I'm healthy as I've been all year right now, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the year.
Stay together. Try to make them as strong as they can, as you can, rather.
I wonder whether they can get all that out of there, whether that's going to come out of those feathers.
I'm sure that they have
they have some soaps or detergents or so. There's more ducks around here that have this on them. They're across the lake here. There's 5 or 6 of them I saw that have the oil on them. But I think this duck here might have a broken leg now too. I don't know. What is it?
It's old burnt lube oil somebody's poured in here.
Do you have any idea how much there is or why somebody would put it in a lake?
No, it looks like it may be about 10, 15 gallons been poured in here. Looks like what you get out of an old filling station.
Any reason why somebody would pour it in a lake? Does this happen often?
That's the first time since I've been here it's happened.
What does it do to the ducks when they swim through it? What is the effect on them?
Well, it takes the wax off their feathers, you know, that's over them, and they'll sink and drown.
What do you do with them?
We take them down to the zoo. The ones that's got a lot on them, we'll take them to the zoo and have them cleaned up. And the one that's injured, we'll carry it down there, and they've got a place to keep it down there until it gets well.
Thank you.
What are they going to do about those ducks?
I dropped.
On short notice because these are busy men whose activities take them across the country, and even in the phone call the other day there was one member in Europe, one member in Colorado, and one member in Washington at the time we were able to get hold of. I say this in no sense of apologizing, but simply by way of explaining what has occurred so that it can be properly recorded. Does any other member of the board have anything they wish to say, or does the Chancellor or the President have anything you wish to add to what's been said? Well, the purpose for which this meeting is called has been accomplished. Therefore, the meeting is adjourned.
And I'd like to see Frank if I could here. How are you?
Is there anyone who wishes to make a motion as to whether disapprove or approve that action of the Texas Union Board of Directors?
Move it be disapproved.
The motion is made that that action be disapproved, which would have the effect of leaving in effect the previous order of the Union Board of Directors, which restricts the use of the chuck wagon to UT Austin faculty, students, staff, and their guests. Is there discussion? As many as favor the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion is unanimously adopted. At the time that this matter about the admission of people to the chuck wagon was first called to the attention of the Board of Regents, it was 3 o'clock on the afternoon of November the 9th. And the action was scheduled to become effective at 7 o'clock the next morning. There was no opportunity to assemble a meeting of the board, nor was any opportunity to circulate the board by mail. Consequently, Dr. LeMater and I got as many members of the Board of Regents as we could in a conference call to ascertain their individual wishes so that Dr. LeMater and Dr. Jordan would have the benefit of knowing what action the Board of Regents would take at its next meeting.
Oh, what is your name, please?
Larry Rush.
How are you going to vote?
We'll vote in the strike, but go ahead with the bargaining.
In other words, in the national strike, but go ahead with local bargaining?
Yeah, ratify the national and vote for, go ahead and for the local bargaining.
What about you?
I'm going to go ahead and ratify the national contract and to continue the local.
Can I talk to you over here? What is your name?
John Wiggins.
John, you're going to vote to ratify the national? What about the local?
For them to continue the negotiations on the local.
Mr. Sheffield, what was the outcome of today's vote?
Well, we had 80% of the members here voted to stay out on strike due to the fact that we have not resolved all the issues that we are bargaining for at this particular location. However, on the national agreement, 94% of our members voted to accept the national issues and to continue on with what we're doing here locally.
Now, I feel this way about it. If I didn't intend to go to the city council meeting Monday, but I will now. And if the council refuses to let Senator Wilson testify because he's an outsider, then I'm going to ask the city council to permit him to speak for me as my representative, because I am a Dallas citizen, I do pay Dallas taxes, and I do pay telephone bills. Now, to me, it's not a question of whether the council will agree with Senator Wilson or not, but I think there's a basic elementary right for the council to hear everyone that has any important information on this matter.
Gentlemen, I'd like to remind you that a tolerance of plus or minus 1 minute is allowed. The 7th Bomb Wing has been assigned the Gage, Oklahoma entry route. The common start point near Tulsa is also the starting point for the radar navigation leg. The track and timing exercise will be accomplished as the aircraft passes through the Lehigh radar bomb scoring area, with the termination at target Delta near Austin, Texas.
delivering the second gun, according to Mark.
And I don't know where that is, but where'd that tiger come from anyway? I've already told General Jones we'd finish in the top 8.
I know standard operating procedure, for the Dallas Police Department, and for any police department. Like, if you're going to book a man on a charge as serious as attempted murder, then you're going to make sure you have a good case. And I think that even if they don't give a lie detector test, I think if they give a paraffin test that's on the hands and the side of your face, because I don't care if you wash them, it won't come off.
Are you willing to take one of these polygraph or lie detector tests then?
I'll take one of those if they will tell me completely that when I pass the test, which I'm going to do, that they will tear up the indictment, return my bond money, and give me a public retraction that they were wrong,
Blacks and Mexican Americans have been excluded from the jury system in this city, in this state, for hundreds of years. And for as long as the jury system has existed, here in Dallas has been, I think, 3 Mexican Americans have served on the grand jury in its history, something like 8 blacks. So, we know these things for a fact. I don't think we have to go out and do any interviews or research on this.
Now, as a community worker, as a person who is involved very deeply with the people of the Chicano and to a degree with the black people as well, what is your personal opinion of the effect of whatever the truth may be? You are not on the grand jury. Mm-hmm. A lot of your people believe, however true it may be, that you are excluded intentionally. In your judgment, what effect does that have on your ability to work with the people and on the people themselves?
Well, I was, of course, very disillusioned. I'm not bitter like a lot of people have said. It only makes me feel like wanting to work harder to change the system, to modify the system, to amend the system. I don't think I'm going to just turn around to my people and say, this is final. We have to resort to action, to serious action. I think this disappoints not only myself, but it disappoints a lot of people that had confidence in me, that had faith in me, and it also disappointing to a lot of younger people. I don't think it's a misunderstanding. I think it's a lot of lack of communication.
The SRG has a total membership of something like 15 or 20 people. We have already had replies from 3 other very large student organizations, our Student Congress, our editor of our student newspaper, The Shorthorn, and the chairman of our Student Activities Board, representing several thousand students,
who wish to write directly to Chairman Urban also about their side of this situation. We feel that we are hindering the progress of this university by clinging to something that is not reflective of the majority of our students' thinking.
If the school did return to the Confederacy theme, what do you suppose would be the reaction among black students and among the more liberal white students?
I would not say more liberal white students. I would say a majority of all students on our campus, regardless of their color, would regret very much to see us return to anything regarding the Confederacy if this is something that alienates and humiliates some of our students.
Ducks Unlimited was organized in '37 as a private, non-profit, tax-exempt organization that's dedicated to the conservation of the waterfowl resources of North America. Now, this is accomplished basically by building marshes and rehabilitating existing marshes in Canada. And over the last 33 years, we have actually worked over 1,700,000 acres of marshland, and we have another 300,000 acres under our control that we will be working on this year and the following years. So it's an ambitious program.
Can you project into the future to tell us what it'll be like hunting ducks 20 years from now?
Well, probably 20 years from now, it'll be all over the United States will be similar to Texas, because in Texas you have a paid fee type lease in order to hunt in most areas except on public lands. And I think this will become a typical type hunting situation throughout the United States.